The way that I look at it now is mediation is a formal, structured process that's not therapy, but it uses therapeutic techniques if you do it well. And those techniques are connecting and empathy and understanding the influence of background on individuals and understanding all the psychodynamics of how people operate. But you can't end there. That's just your background information. Sometimes you'll utilize techniques that come out of that body of knowledge, but ultimately you have to make a shift to the structural piece of here's a system in conflict, let's do conflict resolution techniques informed by the therapeutic background so you can make it kinder, gentler, smooth the edges, feel better for the people, but ultimately come up with a structured agreement that therapy typically doesn't do. So the other fundamental difference is in mediation there's a designated outcome everybody's headed toward, an agreement. In therapy, come on in, let's talk about your problems, and maybe we'll find something that'll feel better, maybe it won't, maybe you'll feel better, maybe you won't, maybe you'll change some behaviors, maybe not, but pay me anyhow, and we'll just keep going until you either run out of money, out of patience, or I get tired of you, or we've resolved whatever it is to whatever level you want resolution. But, you know, short of symptomatic behaviors of children, which I can operate much more like a mediator and just get bedwetting to go away, get stealing to go away, get improved performance in school, in a therapeutic context where I have a designated goal and a brief therapy model, that's closest to mediation. But other than that, most therapists don't operate in a structured brief therapy model. They operate in a come, let's share and talk about our feelings, much more an open-ended dynamic model. So my actual practice of being more behaviorally oriented in therapy served me well in shifting the gears over to mediation, because I was already thinking structured. I was always thinking end goals of therapy in 2, 3, 5, 6 sessions, and I was going to be done. And I kept showing that that worked. I was pretty organized, pretty structured, pretty active. So it seemed very natural, why not do this with parenting plans? I think people who maybe at the other extreme come from a psychoanalytic point of view, who are real open-ended, there's no identifiable goal, there's no notion of health in psychoanalytic theory, and there's no endpoint, there's no cure, there's no resolution. It's whenever the analyst feels like you shouldn't come back anymore, which usually is years, or maybe not.